everyone, welcome to today's tutorial. I'm going to be doing a talky through video today because I feel like I haven't done one for absolutely ages. So I am going to be doing a first impressions of this foundation here from Bourjois. This is the Bourjois Air Matt Undetectable Matte Finish Foundation. So on the back it claims to be as light as air. The formula glides onto the skin for perfect coverage and a flawless complexion. It's enriched with mattifying micronized powders and it eliminates shine with no mask effect. It also lets the skin breathe. It's non-comedogenic. Don't know if I said that right. It's non-drying and is tested under dermatological control. So I'm going to be testing all those today. As you know, with a first impressions, I'm going to be applying the product how I think it applies best, and then I'll be coming back in kind of sections of the day just to let you know how I'm getting. It's meant to really look after your skin with a skincare formula, and you also get 30 ml in here, which is the standard. So with the packaging, it is in a squeezy tube like this, which is really good because you're more likely to get every last bit of product out in here as opposed to something in a bottle or a glass jar. The colour I have is vanilla. I am at the minute between NC15 and NC20 in MAC, if that helps, because I have no fake tan on. Back at the days where I used to be so tanned, I was a good NC35 at one point naturally as well. Anywho, so yeah, we're going to be trying that one out. For primer, I thought it would be a good idea to use a Bourjois primer as well. This is the Flower Perfection Correcting Airbrush Action for beautiful skin, and it's almost like a moussey formula. I forgot how soft this is actually. So I'm applying it here, which is where my pores are very large, shall I say. I have prepped my skin already with some skin cream. The one I've been using at the minute, which I'm really obsessed with, is this Lacura Renew Q10 from Aldi or Lidl's, and it's only like £3 something, but it's amazing. It really gives your skin that amazing boost. Where I have focused that product is basically around my pores, so it's hopefully going to help to smooth out the foundation in that area, whilst the moisturizer has kind of prepped the skin and made it a bit more hydrated, ready for the foundation. So for brushes, I'm going to use this packed almost like a kabuki brush here. This is from Aesthetica Cosmetics, which I absolutely rave about, and of course I'm using this end here. Now this is very thick, it's very compact, so when you're applying the product it's going to be pushing the product in, so you're going to be getting the most full coverage from the foundation. And this here is a stippling brush, so if you wanted a bit more of a sheer application from a full coverage foundation or any sort of medium to full coverage foundation, this is going to give you a really thin application, and it's also going to buff the product in as well. I'm going to use this to see how maximum coverage it is, I suppose. The colour up front does look slightly darker than the rest of my body, but I think this will work, and this is the only one I've got anyway. A very thick formula. I would have said at a first glance this was medium to full coverage, and it doesn't move like whatsoever. It has a... like, if you smell the DKNY the apple perfumes, this is what it smells like, the red one, or so it thinks anyway. So it smells quite nice. It depends whether you want your foundations fragranced, and I do believe if they are fragranced they are more likely to dry your skin out, but anyway, we'll see. So already from this I can see that it has pretty good coverage in terms of covering up your spots or imperfections. The colour isn't as bad as I thought, but I am going to need to blend this down my neck because it's quite yellow toned. So I would probably go for a lighter colour myself. Tackling redness pretty well as well. It feels really soft actually, swiping and packing on the product. First glance, I really like this. Again, I'm gonna have to just blend this down my neck, which I'll just do whilst I'm talking to you, and just getting that double chin. This foundation is, I would say, very yellow toned at a first glance, so if you are pink undertoned I would maybe go for a different shade, but if you are like a light shade, then it's going to be pretty difficult to get away from that, because this is one of the, I think, the second lightest colour. In terms of coverage, it's pretty good. I have a whack off spot there which actually really bloody hurts, so that one's going to take some prolonged wear to get rid of that one. To touch, it feels very powdery. It feels a bit oily, so you're definitely going to have to set it, I would have said, but hopefully the whatever pigments were in there, the micronized powders, are going to tackle all that oil. I'm going to apply one more layer just to see how buildable it is and also see what maximum coverage you can get. So I'm going to apply the same amount onto the back of my hand. That looks a bit more actually than last time. Actually, with a second coating, sound like I'm talking about paint, with a second application, I feel like this is really beautiful. It didn't cake up or anything like that. There's a few areas on my forehead which I'm just going to have to buff in just a bit more, that kind of separated there as well. But even though it is a, I would say, medium coverage foundation, it does feel very light. It doesn't feel almost like you've got a load of product on your face, which is something I quite like. Although the oiliness of it, I'm just waiting for it to dry. The oiliness of it can sometimes feel a bit heavy, but I suppose when it dries, then the micro whatever pigments, powders are going to kind of grab onto that oil. I would say it's very blendable, especially with two coatings of it as well, or two applications. I can feel now that it's drying. I almost have like a powdery finish to my face, which isn't showing up on here. It's just slightly showing maybe just around my forehead here. It says eliminate shine with no mask effect. So yeah, I pretty much at a first glance feel like this foundation is doing everything it claims to, so that's wonderful. Just the rest of my face makeup, and I shall see you when I'm finished. Hi everyone, so I'm back. It is now, wow, 20 to 4. I am going to be getting ready to go out in a minute, so I've kind of left it a good maybe 5 to 6 hours. So I haven't properly tested it for the 24 hours, but if I am quite honest, I don't think I fancy 24 hours of product on my face. So it is holding up very well. It's still very matte. I feel a slightly bit oily around here, but I feel like because I get oily in that region anyway, that is just going to happen. Forehead feels okay, again slightly dewy. The only place I feel like I have a few issues are the separation of product up here, and also around my nose area, and also just on my cheeks slightly. Like I feel like it's kind of patchy around here. So the good things that I can say about this foundation is that it does blend smoothly, it goes on seamlessly, it feels so light, and it has such a really good coverage, but it goes patchy. So whether or not you ought to put a better primer on, maybe something that's a bit more sticky as opposed to silicone based, I don't know. But overall, I absolutely love this foundation, and it is a staple in my collection. So I hope you enjoyed this. If there's any other products you want me to kind of trial out, then let me know and I will be sure to do. So thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in my next video. Bye!